Oh, we're on. I knew we were on. I just didn't have Taylor to tell me. Taylor is not going to be with us today, folks. Taylor is my better half here. She does all the charting for us. Sad to say, her back went out. If you've ever had that happen, you know what sort of pain she's in right now, and it is not nice. She is really hurting right now, so she can use all your joy, your light, your good wishes, your prayers, whatever you believe in. Send them her way. Take care of yourself, hon. But the show must go on, right? So we're going to do this. Not a problem. I do this all the time by myself. So we've got our regulars rushing in over here, getting me tickers quick. Folks, I can only do about 7-8 tickers a show, and that's with Taylor's help. And that takes us about an hour and a half. Well, you have got to really work fast to get your tickers in here because people like Velmore, Mark, Brian, the underdog, Kashira, these folks are quick. I put up a post and I'm going to have this video, get it all done, come over here to see what's going on. And there's already 3 tickers waiting for me. And I'm talking 30 seconds. So you've got to race them if you want to get your tickers in, folks. I'm not playing favorites. It is first come, first served. Best I can do. If I did it any other way, it looked like I was playing favorites. And I don't want to do that. So I thank all of you for coming in here early and giving me a chance to get this due diligence done. I do have a lot of information I want to share with you. And now that Taylor's not here, I've got one more page. So the best thing to do is not rush. I end up missing information when I rush, especially when you look at charts. You need to slow down and really look at them and see what's there. So I am ready. I've got it all set up here. We've got people still coming in. Glad to see David Allett jumping in here late, but early, really. Everybody else here was early. Bold 10, great to see you. We had another person here. Where is he? You're hiding on me. Brother Daniel. There you were. I was thinking Christian for some reason. Brother Daniel. All right, my friends, let's get to work. We've got some stuff to take a look at. I apologize for that. We'll try to keep that to a minimum. All right, I've got another screen here so I can verify. You can see what I can see. We're good to go. This first stock we're taking a look at came to me, I think it was, I shouldn't say this, 3 days ago. Yes, I took it 3 days ago. Someone asked me if I could. I don't know. Maybe they can't be here. Maybe they couldn't, they're out of town. I don't know. This came from Twitter. They want to look at APEA Rare Earth and Uranium Corporation, ticker APAAF. And as you would presume, this is a mining company. They are based out of Canada. They finished today at about 8.5 cents. They were up about 5.5%. And this company is on the best tier of the OTC, the QX. Really shouldn't have any fears trading QX stocks. This is as close as you get to the major exchange. Transparency, it's the best. They give you all the filings that you would expect from the major exchange. They have CPA financials. It's all good with these companies. Up on the QX, you're going to find big companies like Heineken, Adidas, Nintendo, L'Oreal, EasyJet. These are companies that aren't here because they really want to be. They're here because they're foreign. Most of these companies aren't American companies and they can't get up on the major exchanges. Some do. I'm not quite sure how that all works out, but a lot of those big ones are up here. This one's on the best. Got all that verified information over here, including penny stock exempt. This stock is at 8 cents. It's on the OTC, but it is not considered a penny stock. No, it's like a 15-year-old being considered an adult. If they do what they're supposed to do, all their responsibilities, carry their own weight, you don't call them a kid anymore. They're an adult. That's what penny stock exempt means. They've been in business for 3 to 5 years, have had millions of dollars worth of either assets or revenues, and they've kept up with their filings. So they are not a startup company. They're not risky. So just because they're an 8-cent company does not mean they're a penny stock. But they are, right? So what is this company? Well, we know they're a mining company, and this is the best explanation we get of the company. APEA is a Canadian company listed on, they say, Canada, the United States, and Germany, but they're on 2 other markets as well. Not quite sure what they are. The company is currently delineating high-grade critical rare earth elements at Alces Lake. just northwest of the Athabasca Basin and Saskatchewan. This is almost as bad as medical terminology. The Athabasca Basin is huge, and it is where people have been mining for uranium for a very, very long time. The company also has 100% interest in 31,000 acres, including rare earth elements and uranium deposits over 5 mineralized zones in the Elliott Lake of Camp, Ontario, which historically produced over 300 million pounds of uranium oxide and is the only Canadian camp that has had significant rare earth elements. And the company holds the right to acquire up to 70% interest in the PCH rare earth project located within Goa state of Brazil. Now, I jumped over here to their website just to get a few more pieces of information. They tell us here, additionally, the company holds 4 high potential early stage uranium projects in the prolific Athabasca Basin area, and they list them there. Now, this is a huge deal. Do I have it down here? Yes. Over the next decade, the uranium deficit is anticipated to average 42 million pounds a year. To ensure a reliable supply, Western utilities are actively seeking low-risk jurisdictions like Canada and the United States. Our Elliott Lake uranium project in Ontario holds a substantial mineral reserve that could potentially make a positive impact on the global uranium supply. Now, in case you didn't know it, folks, nuclear power is the cleanest power we have right now, producing the power we need. It doesn't put off any CO2s. We think of it as dangerous, but how long have we had it? We've had a few accidents. Not all of them are our mistakes. I mean, the tsunami in Japan, you really can't blame Japan for. So we are working with it, and we need it. We can't eliminate nuclear power. We just can't. And the world is growing in population. We need more power. AI needs more power. I'm serious. AI, just to create one AI, to teach it how to be an AI, they say it takes as much power as it does to supply 100 houses a year. That's how much power it takes and how many AIs are coming to life out there. But the company is not just working with uranium. They're working with a whole bunch of other rare minerals that I'm not even going to try to pronounce. There are 17 metallic elements that they are working on, primarily because they have magnetic attributes crucial for high performance permanent magnets. And our EV vehicles all need permanent magnets. I don't understand the science of it, but a need is a need, and they've got to get it from this rare earth minerals. And that's what the company is working on. What other piece of information do I have to share with you? How about the news? All right, let me refresh what we got going on here. All right, I'm back here in June, but it goes further back, and really, it's all about exploration. First, getting the properties, getting permission to explore them, and that's what I've got highlighted, is that they are now deep into exploration. They are running surveys, they're flying planes over them, they're doing diamond drillings, they're doing everything they need to do to find where that uranium is at. They're not actually in business yet, but they're working on it. So let's check out the relative volume around the company. Whoa, that's a huge drop, folks. Now, it's always good to run over to some place like Yahoo Finance, put in the ticker and go to historical information, and you'll get to see every single day's volume over there. When I see a big drop like that or a huge jump, I want to see if it's as abnormal as it looks, or is there something happening? Is there a major change I need to be aware of? That's a huge difference, going from about 250,000 shares down to 50,000 shares. Share structure, up there at 136 million. Insiders don't own many, about 1.2 million, which is going to leave us with about 135 million. It's an average float. Market cap, we're at about 10.8 million. Are they making any money? Surprise, surprise. No, they're not. They are exploration pre-revenue. Do they have any money in the bank? Yeah, they do. And we got to add 3 zeros to any of the numbers over here. So it's not just $1,500 they got in the bank. It's actually 1.4 million. Huge difference. Total assets, 21 million. Liabilities is way, way down there. It's only 2.5 million. So we are holding stockholder equity in this company of just under 19 million. And I don't believe there's any disclosures. I would have had them pulled up. There isn't. So that's everything we need to do. I was ready to tell Taylor to go look at the charts. Old habits die hard. So let us go look at the charts. Let's see if my chart pops up. It does. And this is so weird. It's a full chart. I never work with a full screen chart. I always have extra information over here for me because I'm watching other stuff. Or when I'm making a video, my face is down here in the corner and the ticker up here. So this just looks like a football field to me. This is gigantic. All right, I got the wrong ticker in over here. I'm going to have to back up. I don't remember what my ticker was. We'll copy that so I don't mistype it 13 times. Come back to our chart and drop that in. All right, let's start this off on our 4 hour. Let's get a long view here. Just for peekaboo's sake, let's jump back to a year so we can get a 52-week high. 52-week high is 22 cents. 52-week low is before that. That is 7.5 cents. So we're going to have a low on this side, but it won't be a 52-week low. And off of that high, it's been a downtrend ever since. The only thing I see positive in this chart is that my 200-day haul, which most of you don't have on your charts, it's a lot like your 200-day SMA, but it puts more credence on current prices. So you get two long-term lines on your chart, both having equal power, equal authority, but penny stocks like the haul a lot better. This is starting to level out. And when she starts to turn up, if the price is above her, it is a good push up. Coming on down to that 4 hour, 6 month. Now our low is, it's close. Our 52-week low was 7.5 cents, 7.5. We are at 7.7 here. We bounced off of that, getting up on top of the 50, and we've just been rambling sideways, dipping. But now we are riding on that 200 haul with our 200-day SMA closing in. Volume, it's sporadic. Thick, thin, off, on. We don't know what's going on there. Oscillators all look like they're taking a change right now. They're all starting to come up, showing a little bit of positive action. Hourly chart, let's squeeze that down so it's not too silly. She's in a downtrend. She's trying to stay near that 200-day SMA, and that's about all we can really say. The volume isn't helping here. The oscillators don't look bad. Our PPO, percentage price oscillator, and MACD are both pushing up right now. RSI is falling, though. So she's in a flux, but she isn't showing a whole lot of determination to go anywhere. She's just kind of going sideways. Nope, not the 1 minute, 5 minute. She's going sideways. She's getting up over that 50-day SMA, and we don't have a 200-day SMA on this board, just the 50. She's really just going sideways. She's trying to come up again. We've had a high here of 9.2 cents. Right now we are at, there's no aftermarket activity, so we are at 8.4 cents. She did push all the way up to just about 9, so she was pushing towards that high. I'd keep my eye on her. The oscillators at this very moment say she is pushing. Now, long run, looks like she's in a downtrend, but you can make money on downtrend stocks by riding the bounces. If there's enough room between the static, where it jumps up, where it jumps down to, if there's enough static in there, even if it's coming downhill, you can grab those bounces, grab it at the bottom. Just throw a channel in there. You know, you get yourself one of these regression channels. This is going to be a bad one. Let me back this up to maybe 4 hours. And you just poke wherever you want to poke and just lay it in there. It automatically puts it in for you. And then you can see the bounces in the channel coming down the hill. Buy it here, sell up there. Buy in here, sell up there. Even if it's going down, you can still make money on it. All right, so this one's going sideways on the long chart, but she's got a little bouncing activity, and she is riding on her haul. She's at least worth the watch. I don't promise anything besides that. Let's take a look at our next stock now. What is it? What is it? Oh, yes. This is Brush Oral Care. Now, I'm looking for an answer here from Velmore. Velmore asked us to look at this, but when she wrote the ticker down, she put the warrant down. Velmore, you watching, hon? Can you put down here a comment? Let's see, try a hat compress and see if that helps. No, that's not going to help me. I think that's for you, Taylor. All right. In either case, whether we're looking at the warrant or the chart, it doesn't matter until we go look at the warrant or the chart. The warrant or the common stock, it won't matter till we go look at the chart. I was about to just tell you, we know who this company is, the Brush manufacturer. They make the electric portable chargeable brush that has 6 speeds on it. They got Hart here advertising it. It's been around forever. Not a whole lot to say. And I was about ready to just boom on through it. Boy, was I going to miss the news. There's a lot going on with this, and I'm not quite sure what's going on with the toothbrush. That's the one thing I cannot answer. So, brush oral. All right. I'm not sure which you want to look at, so we'll look at both. The warrant finished today at, did that just drop? At 0056. It is on the NASDAQ. It goes along with her compadre, her parent company, Brush. Just add a W and you got the warrant. Brush, the common stock, finished at 8.8 cents, let's call it, and it was up 17% today. Looks like the warrant wasn't up at the end of the day, but I think when I looked at it earlier, it was. So I think she came back down. So what can I tell you about this company? Well, let's see. Let's start here. Brush Oral Care Inc. and Arrive Technology announced agreement and a plan of merger. This was back December 15th, 2023. Brush and Arrive Technology, a company focused on facilitating the last inch of the last mile for autonomous delivery, today announced they have entered into an agreement and a plan of merger. Now, they give us some details here, and I'm going to give you more information, but I have to jump around to do all of this. We've got details here of how they brought the deal together, but a detail you need to be aware of. Prior to closing, the PubCo, that is the public company, will, among other things, affect a reverse stock split. All right? Don't pay attention to the way they write these. It's going to be anywhere from 1 to 6 to 1 to 200. It will happen. So I don't know when exactly, because we don't know when the merger is going to close exactly. But there is going to be a stock split when this happens. Was there anything else on this page? No. I got some more information here. Arrive acquires Airbox Technologies in advance of the Brush merger. This acquisition includes Airbox's patented portfolio, which Arrive believes will broaden the capabilities of its high-tech mailbox system designed for autonomous and conventional package delivery. No more here. Want to make sure I get it all. This one came out June 12th, just a few days ago, a couple weeks ago. They tell us Arrive Technology is now being called Arrive AI. Our edge is that AI needs data, and we could be the largest AI platform in the world as we grow into our total addressable market. By 2028, the ALM delivery market is expected to surpass $51 billion. In collaboration with partners, Arrive AI is establishing the most comprehensive network of ALM access points for drones, robotics, and human delivery. And they're going to get all sorts of information. I mean, you just can't imagine what you're buying, how long it took to get you there. Did the weather slow you down? All sorts of information. And they're going to accumulate all of that and then sell that too. I think I have something else here. A nutshell. Arrive AI's patented ALM platform makes the exchange of goods between people, robots, and drones frictionless through the use of artificial intelligence, leveraging climate-assisted cargo space, smart alerts, and advanced chain of custody controls to secure the last inch of the last mile for all shippers, delivery services, and autonomous delivery networks. Upon completion of its reverse merger with Brush, the company will trade as ARRV. Now, it sounds like everything I've read, we have a change of operations here. Everything, and I haven't gone through all of it, but I've read a lot. They are going to be doing this business now. This is the business, this last inch of the last mile delivery autonomously, AI. I didn't see anything mentioned about the other business continuing on the side or anything like that. I'm not saying it's dying. I'm just saying I haven't read anything about it. So it's not important. The Brush business isn't even applicable in here anymore. It is a change of operations, a change of control. What's happening to Brush? Maybe you can figure that out. All right, let's see what we have for the relative volume. For Brush Oral, we had 27 million shares moved today, but she's doing an average of 34 million every day over the last 30 days. Real quick here, I hate jumping back and forth. Can they actually give us this on the warrant? They can. On the warrant, we had 30,000 shares moved today, normally getting about half of that. Now, the strange thing is about warrants are coupons. People buy them so that they can use them in 5 years from now, buy at $15 stock for $2. That's what they're good for, buying them at discounted prices, and people love that. But you don't have to use them for that. You can just buy warrants as stock, and you can sell them anytime you want and make your profit. Well, the thing about warrants is they don't need as much volume to move big, hard, fast. The stock may go up 10%. The warrant may go up 100% or 1,000%. They're always penny stocks. They're super duper cheap. They're normally roughly between 8 and 10% of the price of the stock on average. When they get strong, they start to run. So you can see a run on a couple 100,000, a couple 10,000. That's all it takes. Let's take a look at the share structure. You can't get share structure on warrants. I mean, you probably could, but they don't tell you. You'll have to go into the filings and add up all the warrants. They could have had a whole bunch when they IPO'd, did more later. I don't know how to do that. I've never tried. So you never really know how many warrants are out there, but it really doesn't seem to make a difference. Structure on our shares. What the bloody... Wow. Let me check my notes here. That's a low float. I don't have anything here on my notes. I got a bunch of notes here about a lot of other filings. We have a float that is less than 1 million, which is a problem. Actually, the outstanding share count is less than 1 million. On the NASDAQ, you cannot have a float less than 1 million. If you don't fix it, they'll kick you off the major exchange for not having enough shares. They're that serious about it. Now, it's an easy fix. You just have a public offering. Why haven't they done that? Probably because of this merger. Matter of fact, they're getting into a lot of trouble right now because of this merger. They are. So right now, we've got a super duper low float. I'm believing everything is stuck right now. So when you're trading this stock right now, you have got less than 500,000 shares. And how many shares did we move today? I can't remember. 27 million. That means every share had to sell 54 to 60 times today. Every single share. Now, of course, that can't happen because some people don't sell. They hold them for maybe long hold or just knowing it's a low share count. They're going to watch the squeeze come in. More people want them than there are to provide. Supply and demand. Looks like a short squeeze, but it ain't. So we could definitely have that. Now, what do I mean about bad news? Well, jumping over to these filings, I had to take notes here, and I will read these off to you. This 16K here, they have old management leaving. Directors are leaving. CFOs are leaving. They don't need them anymore. It's not their game anymore. Well, by doing that, they screwed up. They broke one of the compliance rules for directors. So they have to fix that. They also aren't meeting the minimum bid price requirement. They have to fix that. From what I recall, let me jump into this one here. I thought it was a little deeper than that. Not this one. This one maybe? No. So I'm thinking the only reason these problems are there is because they can't resolve them right now until this merger closes. I have not seen a date. They haven't said weeks. They haven't said quarter, not day. I don't know. But everything is coming to head right now. Let's see. I do believe I have one piece of news here. No, maybe I don't. I thought, no. I'm getting my stocks confused here. So we are waiting for this to close. It's on the cusp right now. What's happening to the brushes? I don't know, folks. You're going to have to do some due diligence there. So that is what is going on with the company. They're in the midst of a nice merger, moving into a new business, something we've not seen before. This is another novel, creative, innovative business that's going to explode if it's popular. And if it's popular, they're going to gain all that extra data, which in the back door is going to make them a lot of extra money on top of their own business, a second revenue stream. That's always a good thing. Okay, folks, follow me on over here now to Thinkorswim, my free trading platform, and let us take a look at Brush. Did I get the ticker right? I did. All right, we'll start with the common stock. Did I ever get a comment here from Velmore? No. So we'll look at both. We are looking at the common stock here. We are on a 4-hour, 6-month chart. And all these lines you see, these are algorithmic supports and resistances I got from putting my Fibonacci up on this run. Whenever I have a big run or a big fall, I throw my Fibonacci up there because these lines matter. They will come into play. Now, you can see how long these have been here. I've had these up since November of last year. So whatever you see over here, that's how far back these lines go. And I'm not going to move them because that is a strong play that's taken a dominance on the board. So we had a high in the last 6 months here of 96 cents and a low of just over 4 cents. And we hit that one in April. Now, let's see here. She has been in a downtrend for a while. She started to climb right here off of that low bubble. That's where she broke through the 200, started to suckle up to it, and then jumped on top of it, bounced on it once, and she launched. That was a beautiful launch here from 5.5 cents up to 30 cents. You're looking at almost 600% gains, 550 at least. She came back down and took another rip from about 10 cents all the way up to 30 cents. That was only 300. Only. Came back down and we had another pump from 10 cents up to 24 cents. That's 240% gain. So we've got lots of big bounces here, but as you can see with these wicks, they're probably very short-lived. These are hard to catch. Sometimes after seeing habits, you might want to find a strong area up here like this. You know, every single one of them virtually hit this. You may want to put a sell in right there. And if it pops and is only up there 15 seconds and comes down, you'll be the lucky one. You'll be the one that sold his 15,000 shares in 15 seconds. Wow. So off these big bounces, she's come all the way back down through her 200, and she has not come down to this support off of the Fibonacci. She was all over it here. You can see she bounced on it there. And I'll show you, she is actually bouncing off of the support and not the 200. So it did come into play. Jump on down to that 1 hour. Serious downtrend. 17 cents down underneath the 200. Hit her head once here. Hit her head a second time there. Now she's actually broke through and our volume is starting to increase. The last 3 days, my perfect setup. That 200-day haul, it's underneath the price and it's turning up. Mine turns blue when it's turning up. In the middle, between the 200 MA and the 200 haul is my price. That to me is a 70% chance it's going to break out over the 200. I see this over and over and over again. This is what I look for when I do my videos. I look for an atypical breakout. 200 coming down, price coming down, both leveling out, and the price cuts through it. And this looks beautiful with the 200 right up underneath it. Our other SMAs, they're just getting into shape right now. This dip isn't helping after market hours, but this is showing enthusiasm. We need to watch this. Our oscillators were showing some good strength, but they're cooling down just a wee bit right now. 5-day, 5-minute. Lots of sideways activity, hugging that 200-day SMA. Had a bounce here right at pre-market, very early. 4:05 in the morning. She jumped. That was that jump from 8 cents up to 9.7 cents, and then it fell. Look at that. As soon as the bell, she went all the way down. Trickery. Right? You'd think something good was going to happen after this. Fell under that 200 down to that low bubble. And just out of curiosity, what is the 52-week low on this? 4.3, and our high is $8.50. Now, that doesn't really matter anymore, does it? Because now we're a new company, or we will be here soon. So everything in the past is based on brush. None of this is based on Arrive. Though this, I'm sure, is based on the merger. Jumping from 7 cents up to 9.5 cents. You're closing in on 30% there. She fell back down. We needed a healthy dip to a strong SMA, bounced. Now she's come down to that strong SMA, and she's coming underneath it right now. But it's really tough to tell with aftermarket. We need to watch pre-market tomorrow. Things are looking strong. There's a lot of good catalysts here. Arrival has got a lot of potential and speculation. And speculation helps OTC stocks. I definitely think this is one to put on your watch list. The chart looks a little cool right now, but with everything that's going on, definitely. Next stock. I keep hitting the wrong bars here. This is, oh, right. We talk about this one a lot, it seems. This is RDGL, Vivos. And I really do like what this company has. Vivos finished the day at 22.5 cents. Had a good day. She was up 18.5%. She's on the middle tier of the OTC. We like to refer to the QB as the better tier. It's better than the pinks. The pinks, you get no validated information except those 2 green ticks I keep showing you. Here, we get audited financials. Those are vital. Those are fundamentals. That's how you literally weigh up a company. So this is a good place, and you got to be at a penny to start on the QB. You go underneath a penny for too long, you can get kicked off the QB back down to the pink. You got to watch that too. And they've got their verified information. So this is looking sweet. So I am familiar with this company. Vivos developed a Iridium 90 brachytherapy device to combat cancer in humans and animals. I was ready for you here. They tell us that radiogel works like this. They got a picture. Our patented precision radionuclide therapy is demonstrated in this video detailing how we kill cancerous tumors from inside out. The technology is used in our IsoPet treatment for small and large animals and for radiogel for treating cancer in humans. Radiogel is currently not approved for cancer treatment in humans. They are trying to. It has got fast track or something like that. We're going to find out. Now, IsoPet is out there. That is at veterinarian clinics. It is being used. It doesn't need to be approved by the FDA. It gets oversight, but not by them. But what IsoPet is solid proof. It is a trial that is constantly going on. They inject the gel, the hydrogel inside. It's nuclear, it's radiated. So rather than chemotherapy, the entire body to get one little tumor, they just put it inside the tumor and have it radiate out. And they say after 10 days, it's pretty much done. The nuclear... The radiated stuff inside just breaks down into a little tiny powder and it's killed the tumor. This sounds like absolutely the best way to fight cancer. I know so many people who have gone through chemotherapy and it is disgusting. It is just horrible. The living dead and they have no joy in life. This sounds like the smartest way to take care of it. Let's see what we've got. News. Uh-oh. Did I lose my... All right. I don't think I actually need a news. Vivos Inc. files a new patent on alternate particles for precision radionuclide therapy. That came out January 2023. That's why we didn't have any news up. It's all old. And this is a strange thing, and this is what bothers me. They know we're all waiting for this to be looked at, approved, moved forward by the FDA. And we haven't had anything since this piece of news. And this came out December of last year. For bloody sakes, that's 6 months. Can't they at least keep us in the loop, communicate with us? I mean, even if nothing's done, at least say we don't have any problems. I don't like companies that don't communicate. Vivos Inc. is pleased to announce that the Food and Drug Administration has granted Radiogel Precision Radionuclide Therapy the designation as breakthrough device pursuant to the FDA's Breakthrough Device Program. The FDA's Breakthrough Device Program facilitates accelerated development and expedites the review of the breakthrough technologies. It's supposed to get them through there quicker. When there's nobody else out there who has something like they do, the FDA helps expedite the process. Let's get it out there as quick as we can. Once we prove it's safe and works, there's no competitors. There's no need to go through a phase 3 trial if you're not competing against anybody. Let's just get it out there and start saving lives. I got one more thing here to share. Oh, yeah. I just stumbled upon this, a Form 4. Form 4s are filed whenever the insiders acquire or dispose of the company's stock. Stock like you and I buy, the common stock. Now, they can do that in a lot of different ways. As investors, we're mostly interested when they buy them or sell them because these are token signs that something must be happening. And it's not always personal. It could be to the company, right? Well, Michael here, who is the CEO and president of the company, on the 4th of June, purchased. We look for a P for a purchase, an S for a sale. There's a lot of other letters that can be there. If it's a different letter, it's not a purchase or a sale. If you want to know what it is, you can normally get information right down here. this explanation of response. But in this case, we've got a purchase of 50,000 shares. It's not a ton of shares, but maybe he's buying them because they're cheap. I don't know. But he just did buy 50,000 more shares, and he is currently holding over 10 million shares in this company. All right, let's take a look at the relative volume for the company. It's up. We went from 1.5 million to 1.9 million. Share structure on the company, it's kind of high. We're at 416 million. Insiders got themselves about 50 million, and we get the rest, 361 million. I can get rid of all that real fast. We're looking at the revenues. Well, they're growing, but they're taking steps backwards now. 4 years ago, 7,000. Don't forget those 3 zeros. 14,000, 36,000, and now they not only drop back to half of that, 19,000, but they're losing money now. Quarterly reports, they're not looking any better. Really isn't looking any better. You would think with a product like this, they would be one of the richest companies in the world. Really, you know how many people have freaking tumors? All right, let's see what we have in the balance sheet. Well, thank God, they got money in the bank, $1.3 million. Total assets, it's pretty much all of it. They have no investments. They don't have anything else here. So that's all of it, 1.3 million. And our liabilities, we have where is it? Am I on my liabilities? Nope. Sorry about that, folks. Shite happens. Stockholder equity, 1.3 million. So she's not making any money. She's got money in the bank. She's got assets, and we got stockholder equity. So it's not all bad. And she is holding a rocket in her hand. If the FDA approves radiogel for people, what do you think that's going to do? I mean, that has got to be one of the hottest cancer news that we're going to see, because people can live their life every day without even knowing that their tumor is being killed. That's the sort of medicines we want. Pro medicines, ones that don't have side effects that kill you. Let's see here. And I do believe I already covered all those disclosures. Yeah, we looked at the only one we needed. If you want to go into the most recent financial, it's right here. Came out May 9th. That's a lot easier than running around Google. All right, let's go take a look at the chart. Let me grab this. RDGL. Yeah. I don't need you. Go away. So, big charts. Big charts. Roll this back to, let's go back a year. Let's get a full picture here. That's a yearly chart? It is. Wow. So she's been flat for a long time. I'm kicking it back 3 years. I just want to see what's going on. So 3 years ago, our high was 13 cents. A year ago, coming back down, our high was, well, it's right now. Right now is our high, 25 cents. But up to that point, our high was like 8.5 cents, and that hit at the end of last year. So there was nothing going on all year until December. That piece of news came out, right? That was exciting. And then it got quiet. Well, what happens when it gets quiet? People, investors get quiet. You don't see anything going on. Then here in March, something started going on. Oh, no, it wasn't their financials. Financials came out in May. I don't know what happened in March, but we can see she made her move. She got on top of the 200, and that was the last time she was under it. She bounced on it once here at the end of March and skyrocketed from there, going from roughly 6 cents initially up to 24 cents. That's 400%. Came back down. Looks like she is floating in the air here, but I bet when we come down to the 4-hour chart, we'll see she is laying on an SMA right there. She's above all the other SMAs, really bouncing off of her 20 and skyrocketing to that high and pulling back. And you can see, again, when we go to the other charts, you're not going to see what this is bouncing on. It's just going to look like it's going deep into the earth. Well, you see, she's landed right on top of the 20. Everything is looking good here. Everything is climbing. We've got a healthy drop. That's healthy. She's landed on something. That's what makes it healthy. If you don't come back down, you're going to crash. Volume is real strong. Oscillators were strong. Took a dip, and right now they look like they're just starting to warm back up. 4-hour, 6-month view. Let's see where we're floating. Hey. Right here, we're on our 20-day SMA. Totally flat. Starting to roll up. What the heck do I have that there for? Well, that is a support. Looks like we were drawing it back here for some reason. I couldn't have drawn it here. We came down and bounced on it. That's for bloody sure. And we've pushed off of it. Oscillators looking pretty much the same as our yearly chart. They were strong, got weak, and right now they're starting to build back up. Hourly chart, well, that's looking exactly like all the others. We've got a nice, this is really smooth. That was a nice climb. Look, not one red bar in there, not one pullback, not one bounce on the 20 until she decided to fall. Bounced on the 20, bounced on the 200, didn't bounce on the 50, almost hit our 200, and now she's going again. She is going above the 200-day haul, which is where I want to see my price. I do want to see it above the 200-day MA, but the 200 haul is like that with penny stocks. I want to see this get on top of that line right there, and I'm going to feel more confident. My 20 is turning around with my 9-day pushing it. It is all looking good right here. 5-day, 5-minute will tell the tale. We got no aftermarket activity because she's on the OTC. Bounced off of that low. Hit a high from 18 cents to 24 cents. It's about 25% gains. Bounced off of our 200, and she's coming down. I wouldn't be surprised to see her come back down to the 200. It doesn't look like a bloody M for murder because the top got cut off there. Thank God. Or I'd be worried about it dipping hard. I would. The oscillators say she's still falling. I would watch for a bounce off of the 200. It is flat. That's what you bounce off of. You don't bounce off of 200s coming downhill. You bounce off of them when they're flat. You've got our other SMAs pushing over the 200. Those are golden crosses. That's giving the price some power and strength. So she has a very strong likelihood of bouncing here. If she doesn't bounce there, she could easily come down to, let me grab my resistance support line, my S&R line. She could come down. Yeah, that's the stronger one there. About here. About 21 cents or there. Well, they're actually both at the 21 cent mark. So I wouldn't expect it to come any further than that, but what do I know? We're just reading charts and making guesses. All right, what is that? Chart number 3, so that's stock number 3. How are we doing on time? 4:42. Maybe I better start moving it. SMCE, I'm invested in this one. I've been watching this carefully. I sold some at 4, I think it was 39441, somewhere there. SMC Entertainment finished today at 0044, up 25%. I'm looking at her chart right now. She took a dip at the end of the day and bounced right off of it. She went from 4.5 back down to 4, back up to 4.5. She's looking hot. She had a 25% gain. She's on the bottom tier, pinks. She got her validated information. So SMC is a holdings company. They are looking for profitable fintech businesses, and that's what they have been doing for a while. I am all the way back here to March of this year. SMC clarifies its letter of intent to acquire a stake in a SEC-registered and FINRA-regulated broker-dealer. So we see a lot of these businesses out there want to start selling securities. Well, you got to be approved. You got to be approved by the SEC and FINRA if you're going to do that. Well, they started this way back in March. They tell us they execute a stock purchase agreement to acquire 100% AI-enabled wealth management technology platform, Finity Global Equities, EBT. They got that. SMC announces Form 10 filing to attain reporting status, SEC. Pinks don't have CPAs looking at their financials. They're just giving us tallies, and we got to do all the work. They are going to make themselves more transparent because they're going to start filing 10Qs and 10Ks, which normally means they're going to uplist. What else do we have here? The company announces marketing agreement with Plato Technologies. They come into play here. All of this is forming into one unit that they're building. SMC Entertainment announces cancellation of 250 million shares. I know that sounds like a lot, but that's only 17%. They've got a ton of shares on the float, folks. The company announces completion review of the Form 10 by the Securities Exchange Commission. They announce retirement of about $500,000 of debt. The company files corporate action with FINRA to change their name and ticker. Sounds like everything's moving in the right direction. And then they hire a new independent accountant. Now, did they need to do this? I can't remember if they had a dirty accountant or not. No, but we are going to look at one. So they are getting a new accountant. So everything is moving forward for this company. This is the most recent piece of news. They have closed the deal. It's done. Everything they've been working for and culminating has happened. June 21st, SMC completes asset purchase of UK-registered Chain Trade Ltd's A-Power trading platform. Chain Trade, a UK-registered fintech company, is a joint venture between Plato Data Intelligence and Red Matter Capital. Chain Trade has developed its platform to allow users to trade equities, ETFs, commodities, and indices with the support of a personalized AI-powered trading assistant. The platform was built to revolutionize trading and investing by leveraging AI's predictive capabilities. Management believes this will improve research, risk management, and asset allocation. The platform provides the user personalized and customized investment strategies and utilizes AI to evaluate assets within your portfolio. SMC has launched two separate verticals that are being integrated: Chain Trade AI for the USA and Chain Trade Pro being used internationally. You may want to check this out. The company is currently offering a free trial test to the AI Research Advisor software. Click here. You want me to click it for you? Get over there, click it. It's free. I mean, you got to get into AI, folks. And if AI can tell you what to do with your investments so you can make money for free, come on, get over there. So what does SMC do for volume today? It's got to be big. Well, it's bigger. On the pink, which is really something to consider, folks. I'm going to refresh this page so we can look. We're not getting anywhere. I think that's exactly what it was yesterday. 12,000 companies are sharing 2.4 billion shares on the entire OTC market. Only $1.8 billion for the entire market. I know those sound like big numbers, but they're not. We were doing 60 billion shares a day before COVID. So this company got 42 million out of that 2.4 billion. They were normally doing 33 million a day. Share structure for the company. They did take away 250 million shares, if that helps. Outstanding share count is 1.2 billion. The insiders own 708 million shares. That's a ton of shares, folks. That's more than we own. We have just over 500 million. So even though I'd like to complain, 576 million shares. They got 708. And I always tell you, if you're looking at a company that has over 1 billion shares and they're closing in on a penny, you got to consider that a reverse split's probably going to happen. The only thing I can say here is they own more shares than we do. So if we get hit, they get hit. Those are exactly the same shares we own. They don't get away with it. They get hit too. So they're not going to be real eager to do that unless it truly benefits the company on a whole. Let's take a look now at the financials. We got nothing on the annual. We got nothing on the quarterly. We need some money to come in. They say they had $4,000 come in here. Nope, that's balance sheet. Yeah, that's where I went. Balance sheet. Slow down. Let me take a drink here, folks. I miss you, Taylor. These are my break moments. I need a little hype too. I need my nicotine. I'd like to smoke something else too, but I'm not going to do that. We haven't got time for all the coughing. All right, so we got $4,000 in the bank, $368,000 in assets, woo, and $3.4 million in liabilities. We're holding a big bag here, folks. We're carrying most of that debt, $3 million in stockholder deficit. And I don't believe we had any forms over here. I think I showed you everything. This was part of the news. I'm sure it was. Yeah, new public accountant. I already showed that one to you. So let's go look at this hot chart. I've been watching this chart all day, so I'm pretty familiar with it. I've been watching two stocks for the most part. One that has just cooled down completely, Game. I know. I did jump into it. I jumped into it when Roaring Kitty did his on live thing when he went on YouTube, I thought he wasn't going to be such an idiot. I thought he was going to say something of relevance, which he was so scared to death of. He couldn't say anything. He didn't say anything. Pushed the stock down, and I've been holding it ever since. It just won't come back up. But you know the stock will pop one day, and I'll be there. The other one I'm looking at is SMCE. I bought into this a while ago, so I was really happy to see this deal come together, and I've been waiting for it all to happen. So let's kick this back. Let's go back a year and see what we've got looking. Ooh, wow. So we have definitely been living through the high times with this company. I'm going back 3 years. All right, I don't know if this was different back then or what they were doing. Could have been a whole different company for all I know. We were at, geez, a real massive high of 1.8 cents. Wow. Coming down to that yearly chart again, our 52-week high right now, today, we hit 0045. Our 52-week low is 0005. Obviously, that is a huge run, but it took a long time to get there. She didn't start moving until April. April 12th, she started working to get over that 200. Once she got over the 200, she had a nice slam down onto it and ripped from there. Volume has been pretty steady since right here. That is May 8th. From there, it has been getting stronger. And look at those beautiful SMAs, how sweetly combed they are. Our 9-day is pushing up strong. Our price is up there. Things are starting to spread here. We need a healthy pullback. We just need it to come back, stay near that 9-day SMA, even slow down a little bit. Stay close to that 20. We don't want her crashing. Oscillators are all hot. Every single one of them is climbing and going to the moon. Can't go wrong if your oscillators look like that. No, I jumped down to the hour. Take a look at the 4. 4 looks like the yearly. We're not missing anything there. Everything looks sweet here. I like the way our SMAs are laid out here. I want to see my 50-day SMA push on top of the 200. You need them in the order of the smallest on the top, biggest on the bottom. Now we'll go down to that 1 hour. Looking sweet, isn't she? She hit that low bubble of 001. My best buy price. You buy there as soon as you hit 002, you've made 100% gains. She hit 019 there. That was almost 100% gains from there. And this is when it all began. This is when the volume came in. She starts picking up momentum on her 200, climbing faster and faster. The price starts climbing. She's gotten into some S&Rs up here now, supports and resistances. You can see she's bouncing on this one here at 0025, pushed herself up onto the next one at 3, and she's hit her head a lot. She's been here for about 5 days, a work week, and today she is breaking through it. Looks like she is now pushing to the next one at 4.7. Now, where did I get those? Let me back this up. Look at how far back I got those lines, folks. Oh, no way. I went all the way back 3 years. 3 years. So the resistances and supports that you see are being respected. You see they're sitting on them, hitting their heads on them 3 years ago. Algorithms don't forget. They've got a better memory than an elephant. They remember everything. Let's come on down to that 15-minute. It's looking good, folks. She was way up here above her 200. This is just a slow, healthy pullback. She came back down to her 200, hit it multiple times. More than once is good. Then she took off again. She's put herself on top of her 200 haul, and what's it doing? Turning blue, starting to climb. As far as I'm concerned, this is a whole nother 200-day SMA, and it is just running from it now. This is looking hot to me. Oscillators are all pushing up, looking strong. I'm liking this. Now, I would wait. I think she's probably going to dip underneath this again. If you want to play this, I think she's going to run. I think we're going to have more running coming from this. Though, in truth, I think there's going to be a downtime. Just because they closed the deal doesn't mean they're going to start making revenues that they're going to be throwing onto the market. There's going to be some time to get things in order. We didn't get enough information right there. But if you want to play this, I'd wait for a pullback. Then I would get in an entry, some of what you want. Because if it dips some more, you can buy some more at a better price. and you won't be so angry with me then. I don't like you being angry with me. When she breaks up over this, then she's going to start pushing up here, and then she'll bobble up there. This will be your sell point. For some, if you want to stay in this for a while, take gains on the way up, because at some point something could go wrong and she could crash, not of her own doing, and you're going to have some money in your pocket before that happens. I'm not saying it's going to. I'm just saying stay ahead of the game. A little foresight can save you a lot of agony, frustration, and loss. All right, let's go down to our next stock. Yeah, what do we got? I am at 455. We're not doing too bad. This is a stock I've never heard of. This is GDHG. And let me take a moment here. We're doing pretty good. I just want to see if we have any comments coming in here while I've been gone. Joe Ark. Hello, Mr. Wizard. Well, hello to you too, Joe. Glad you're here. Roblox Gamer. Maybe we'll get to CHPT. We'll see. We're doing the best we can here. Mr. Hobbs, we got your SMCE. You like that, didn't you? We wouldn't have gotten to yours because it was too far down, but we've had 3 people request this one already. Right now, we are looking at Golden Heaven Group Holdings, ticker GDHG. She finished today at 16.5 cents. She was up 6.25%. She is a penny stock on the NASDAQ. Penny stocks on the major exchanges come with benefits, don't they? First off, there's no transaction fees to trade them. Just because they're penny stocks, we don't penalize them. On the OTC, even if you're a $10,000 stock, you still got to pay to trade on the OTC. Major exchanges, you got a lot more money and a lot more volume than you got down on the OTC. Plus, you can trade pre-market, aftermarket. There are huge jumps pre-market, and you can never do that with the OTC. And the one thing we don't talk about enough, there's a hell of a lot more rules on the major exchange, which keeps these companies honest, which we run into a lot of problems down on the OTC in that regard. So what can I tell you about this company? First off, they're from China. You can always tell a company's from China, even if they don't tell you they're from China. If they've got a phone number over here, we use the prefix 1. The whole world uses prefixes before their country. America got number 1. China got number 86. So whenever you see an 86, you know it's a Chinese company. So what is this company about? Kind of surprised me when I read this. Golden Heaven Group is an offshore holdings company which manages and operates urban amusement and water parks in the People's Republic of China. It operates 6 urban amusement parks, water parks, amusement projects, and facilities. I don't know why. I just never thought of China as having amusement parks. It just didn't settle in that way. But I guess they have fun too. People are people. If the country will let you, you know they're going to. Now over here, you see we have a prohibited service provider. That's a bad thing. No doubt that. Down here, they tell us who it is. BF Borgers CPA. If you've been keeping up with this, a lot of companies got hurt by this, and it's not their fault. It's not their responsibility, but it is the company's liability because it was their accountant. This accountant got busted about a month ago with over 1,500 fraudulent filings. I don't know why. And it hit over 300 companies, private and public. And we've looked at a few on this show. We've looked at a few on my videos. They're out there. Here's another one. So they've got to change that, and they've got to do that in a hurry. So what can I tell you about this company? Well, this is all the news I had to work with. Golden Heaven Group enters into a collaboration agreement with Nanping City. We're going to take a look at that. And Golden Heaven Group files a $100 million mixed security shelf. Now, I dove into this. There's even a filing. It's a filing from China, so it's not as easy to read. Normally, when there's a shelf offering, meaning they're going to sell warrants, they're going to sell units, they're going to sell shares, maybe some preferred shares. They're going to sell a variety. Well, they list them right up at the top. Boom, I open it up. There they are. Add them up. I know what's going on. Not these. They break it down inside paragraphs, and I did not get the numbers. But they've got $100 million worth of securities that they're going to be offering to the public. The news that we're going to take a look at here came out April 2nd. Golden Heaven Group, an amusement park operator in China, today announced that on March 29th, it entered into a collaboration agreement with Nanping City Dacheng Culture Communication Company. Under the agreement, the company agreed to lease certain land and property to Decheng Culture to host a range of activities, including wedding photography, family photography, marriage proposal planning, hand fu photography, whatever that is, and various celebrity events. I would think the celebratory events would be the biggest thing. All that taking picture stuff, how much can it be worth? Well, Decheng Culture has agreed to compensate the company with an aggregate lease payment of RMB 6 million. Now, I did. I did check this out. Hold on, I got notes here. That comes out to 900,000 American dollars. I don't know for how long. I don't know if that's monthly, yearly, or if it's a one-time payment, but that's how much they're paying. It tells me right there. Payable quarterly over the contract period, which extends from March 29, 2024 to March 28, 2025. So they're going to get just shy of 400 million, about $3.5 million for renting out land. Not bad. What else have I got here? Oh, right. There was a filing here. It's interesting the way they write this. Everything that comes from China is interesting. Let me see if I can break this down for you. Party A is a NASDAQ listed company. The company and an amusement park operator are seeking business growth in furtherance and is seeking qualified strategic investors. So you've got an amusement park and the company looking for an investor for a project that they have planned. That's really all that they're saying here with all this Party A, Party B. They don't give us a whole lot of information. Both parties shall assume the obligation to keep confidential the relevant information provided. When you're dealing with China, I guess even with amusement parks, they like to keep everything hush-hush. You don't get addresses, you don't get this, you don't get that. China says, no, as a company, we don't want you telling that to America. We don't care if it gets you kicked off the American market, which is why this company told us right from the very beginning that they are an offshore holding company. They're probably on one of those islands that we always talk about. China can do business with the island. America can do business with the island, but we can't do business with each other. So it becomes the gateway for everything to happen. So let's see, what was the relative volume around this company today? Well, we got a big drop there, don't we? From 8.3 million down to 1.1 million. Let's see here. Yep, I thought so. I wanted to share something about this because when I looked at this, the number was a lot lower. I think it was 50,000 or something like that. It was really, really low. So I jumped over here to Yahoo. So they tell us that the average was 8.3 million over the last 30 days. She's been doing roughly 8.3. Well, you got to know some numbers are higher, some numbers are lower. Well, how about that for a higher number? 180 million. Big, giant. Now, these are lower, 2.4, 2, 3 million. The lowest she has been over the last 30 days is 666,812,000. She has then jumped into the millions on June 12th, hitting 180 million. She has been doing between 2, 3, 8 million through here. Right there is the average they came up with. She is down right now, but something has changed. This here tells me something's going on. So she is a company to watch just because the volume is showing some high activity here. Let's see what else we got here. Right, share structure. Outstanding share count, 41, 42 million. Don't have a clue what the float is. They don't tell us insider holdings, nothing. So all we know is that the float isn't going to be higher than 41 million. Market cap, 6.5 million. Financials. I don't even know if I looked here. I did. All right, so they've been making money and they're making profits. Back in 2020, now that's interesting. Back in 2020, they were doing 27, 28 million. We're talking back in COVID. Well, how do you make money at an amusement park during COVID? 2021, $38.5 million. At a water park? Really? And then 2022, 41 million. I thought China was locked down harder than everybody else was. So this is a little strange to me. They did say it was People's Republic of China they had their amusement parks in. Quarterly? We don't get any quarterlies. How about semi-annuals? Nope. But we do get a balance sheet. Well, no, wait a minute. Let me get that back on a quarterly. Too many pages. Not a lot of money in the bank. 245,000. Assets. Whoa, they got a lot of assets. $82 million in assets. Only 21 million in liabilities. So this Chinese company, which is mysteriously making money during COVID, has got stockholder equity of about $61 million. That ain't bad. I don't think there's anything. This is just force of habit. I like to come over here. I'm going to be sorry I jumped into this. I just know it. All right. I think, right. So there they go. They're going to sell Class A ordinary shares, debt securities, warrants, rights, and units. Warrants are coupons to buy shares cheap, 3 or 5 years down the road. Rights are coupons to buy shares cheap, soon, 3-6 months down the road. Units are buying shares and warrants together. They come as a unit. And then, of course, you know what Class A ordinary shares are. And debt securities, I don't think too much on debt securities, so I ain't got much to tell you. But that is all I've got to tell you here. Let's go look at that chart. Oh, Taylor. Oh, right. Taylor's not here. I knew that. Okay, so we're going to go back. We got to get a 52-week high and low. Whoa. What day is that? That is December 6th. I have got to go back here, folks. I've got to look at the news for December 6th and see what goes on here. Let's see if there's a filing that put a stake through the heart. December 6th. Nope. Goes from 11:22 to 1:33. News. Wow, that was a big, big drop. 12:6. Nope. So I have no clue. I would have to do a deeper dive here to figure out why she had that plummet. Something got her going here. She started climbing. She was at about 20 cents. That was back in September. She was doing nothing. Started pushing up. Wow. Are we kidding? 20 cents to $24. 25 bucks. And I don't see a reverse split. There's nothing down here. Some more due diligence needs to be done on this company. Oh my God. So that was a huge run between September and December of 2023. Then on December 6th, we had that plummet from $22 all the way down basically to $1. And from there, she has just been dribbling downhill ever so slowly to about 15 cents. And as you can see, she isn't even trying to get over that 50. No enthusiasm, no incentive, doesn't want to do it. Here comes our 200-day haul pushing up. Not seeing anything going on here. Let's come on down to our 4-hour, please. Still in a downtrend. Wow, look at that fall. Finally caught up. Once it caught up, I would have expected a breakout attempt. She's been down there a long time waiting. Well, she pushed through it, but never, ever tried to break out. She's just poking her head up to get oxygen. Here on June 12th, we did have a bounce. She went from about 17 cents up to 35 cents. We wanted to go back up to $20. I don't know why it did that. Came back underneath the 200. And let's see here. 2. All right. Now, I would normally like this, folks. This one, oh, okay. She didn't do it. I'm always looking for a big piercing through the 200, but I don't want my solid bar to go through the 200. I want that solid bar up to it or below it, but I want to wick through the 200 as far as it can go. Then the next bar cannot fall any lower than where this started. That to me is an 8.5 chance this stock is going to run, and it's going to run when it has an opportunity. This helps make the opportunity normally because it tugs the 200 up and makes it level. When do you break out? When the 200's level. Well, this broke through, not a deal. Came back down, hasn't been doing anything, doesn't look like it wants to do anything. Nothing. 1 hour chart showing any difference? Not really. All I can say is she is sitting on the 200 right now. That's good. She has not gone under it. She is being supported by her best friend, and it's turned blue. She has got the 200 above her. She's in a good placement. Oscullators say there's a little bit of strength on the table, but she's like in a coma with her eyes open. That's about it. 5 minute, I don't think we're going to see any hope here. Wow. Whew. There is a lot of volatility here. She's bouncing from, let's say, that low bubble, 14 cents up to 17 cents, which really isn't enough static to make any money. I don't want to play with 3 cents. That's just not enough here. And she's been stuck in that zone for quite a while. She's been flat for quite a while. So unless something drastic happens here, I don't know what caused it to go to $20 back then, but whatever it was, let's have it happen again. Go do some due diligence. Remember, that was September for this company. Go to Google, put in some keywords, merger, acquisition, see if you can learn something. See why it fell through too. There's got to be a reason. Outside of that, I don't see any reason to be watching this company. That's my own personal choice. I'm not saying you don't watch it. You got your own thing going. But me, not much for Chinese companies, and I'm not much for companies that are going sideways and downhill. Where are we at? 511. All right. This was the last stock I had done because it was the last stock up to 4 o'clock. This came from, was this Kashira? Let me roll over here. I don't want to put all that funny stuff in your face, so I'm using my other computer right now. I think Kashira gave us this. No, Kashira had SMCE too. Well, whoever had, oh, no, doesn't matter, does it? Move on, John. We've looked at VHAI before. Not too long ago either. Vocodia Holdings finished today at 7.7 cents. She was up 8.3 cents, and she's on that new market out there, CBOE. Vocoda Holdings is an AI software company that builds practical AI functions. They've already chosen their path. This is their website. They tell us right there in the corner what they're all about. The Conversational Authority. Meet the groundbreaking conversation AI that qualifies leads like a machine. And that's what it does. It does cold calling. It does backup calls. It drives sales, signs up customers, propels promotions with efficiency and consistency of a machine. DISA, which is what they call it, never goes off script. Works 24/7, 365, and never needs a break. DISA speaks with incredible natural sounding voice. In fact, most people never even suspect they're talking to a machine, and she talks in 50 different languages. Our affordable plans are customized to the specific needs of your business. DISA is a software as a service that consistently is updated, so you don't need a programmer or an IT department to run it. Most customers find it pays for itself quickly. And this is going to be a good profit moneymaker for them because it's a digital product. They don't have to manufacture anything, have any equipment. It's in the computer or the cloud going to theirs. It's just, it's free money. So looking at the news here, we've got 2 pieces of news I've highlighted. One on April 17th, the company delivers corporate update on strategic growth. We are going to dive into that. And Vocodia files appeal with CBOE. We've looked at this before. The company has been using this in a lot of different companies right now. They tell us in February, they announced the installation of it with 3 global automobile resellers, with more installations expected in the first year. They have also recently launched a pilot program with a major utility provider, and that provider has over 1 million customers. CEO, and we didn't mention this the last time, the CEO, when this IPO, and it wasn't too long ago, they got a date up here? No, it wasn't too long ago, spent $400,000 at the time of the IPO for the common stock. We're not talking he bought it behind the scenes, preferred stock, some special deal. No, he bought this on the market, went to the market, IPO. He was supporting this company with $400,000 worth of purchases. Whew. Vocodia's AI platform is capable of managing 20,000 simultaneous calls, employs multiple digital intelligence sales agents to facilitate human-like conversations between machines and humans in over 50 languages. Now, there was a filing. They have been contacted by the CBOE. They've got a lot of situations right now. One, the price is underneath the dollar. Same thing for them as it is for the NASDAQ and the New York Stock Exchange. They've been under $1 for too long. They've also been under 10 cents for too long. These are problems. I don't know which one it is. Maybe it's all of them. They have also failed one or more of these: stockholder equity of at least 2.5 million, market value of at least 35 million, net income from continuing operations of at least $500,000. These have to be completed in fiscal year and fiscal 2 of their most recent financials. They don't have them. The company has submitted to CBOE's Chief Regulatory Officer a request for a hearing. The timely request for a hearing shall stay any suspensions from the company, any delisting actions, and they expect the hearing to be in about 45 days. So we've got about, now when was this? June 14th. So we've got 45 days from June 14th, which would take it to July, August. Well, what would that be? August 1st? Somewhere around there? Yeah. So that's when they got to get that fixed. And that's it. I don't have anything more there to tell you about them except that their relative volume has gone up. Voice is getting hoarse. We have jumped from 41 million up to 51 million. That's good. Share. Whoa. All right. We've got a really low float here, low outstanding share count of 4 million shares. I don't know what the float is. That's excellent if it is 4 million, but it could be less than that as well. Financials, they are making money. 2021, they were at 34,000, really busted out, kicked it up to 658,000 in 2022, but lost a lot of money doing that. Brought it back down to a nice level of 256,000, $250,000, and now they're starting to make a little bit of profit. Quarterly, well, there goes that. They're back down to nothing. They got nothing coming in right now. Balance sheet for the company. Well, they do have money in the bank so they can pay their employees $2.6 million. Total assets, $3.3 million. Total liabilities is less, 2.4. So it ain't much, but we do have some stockholder equity here, 856,000. Now, while I was waiting for the show to come on, because as I said, this was the last stock I had to look at the time, it occurred to me, we've got $856,000 worth of stockholder equity, which isn't very much, but we have a very low share count. Now, I don't know what the float is, but let's just work with 4 million. If you take 4 million shares and you divide it into that equity of 835, you come out with, I've already done the math here, 20 cents a share. Based on equity, I know that's not $1, but I'm just saying, based on equity, this stock could easily be 20 cents a share. And we're down here at 7 cents. That's a 300% run right there. And we got 45 days to get it up to $1. All right, let me see those disclosures. I always like to just poke my head in. I'm anal about disclosures, folks, because when you're looking at stocks on the OTC, and I know this isn't the OTC, it's just a habit I got now. Another letter. It's just reinforcing there. This is another thing from the CBOE that they are not in compliance. So let's go check out VHAI. No. I'm wearing down here. I'm missing you, Taylor. All right. We have got, no, that wasn't it, was it? No. Wow. That would have been huge. Imagine all that going into that little tiny bar. VHAI. What are you? I'll type it. Forget it. We're in there. Vocodia. Going back a year. Were they around a year ago? Well, that's when they came on the market. That was on February 22nd, 222. They came on at roughly, well, I don't know where they came on at. They hit a low that day of $1.60 and they hit a high of $5.88. A lot of volatility. But that was it. That was her best day ever. That's her 52-week high. She went into a down plunge, and she's been plunging ever since, hitting a ultimate low here, 52-week low of 6.6 cents. And that was done on just 2 days ago. 2 days ago. Volume has been coming in pretty thick here since May 16th. Oscillators are pretty weak. Everything is underneath everything, except our MACD is actually on top here, but it seems to be rolling back down right now. I'm not liking that. Let's come on down to our 1 day, 1 year. No, I'm so confused. How about the 4 hour, 6 month? Well, that's the same exact picture there. So let's come down to the hour. Whew. All right, so now our high is 28 cents. Still falling, coming underneath everything, hitting that low. She's bounced up. She's been going sideways, which is a good sign. She didn't stay down here on this low. She's gotten up on top of her 200, then on top of her 50, which is nice. She is graduating to different levels here. She's putting herself on stronger and stronger SMAs. Right now, she's sitting on the 50, but she's got a down push. She is banging onto that 200. The 200 has a bend. I can see it is actually trying to level out right now. If we can get this to level out, a little piece of news, a little more volume, this could have a chance of starting to break trend. We see back here 4 days ago, our oscillators, they all broke down with this price and they stayed underneath here all this time. Well, right here, she has gotten back up into the positive zone. As long as we can stay up there, our MACD has already come underneath. This is a coin toss right now. I really don't know where this is going. She looks more depressed than excited. And the fact that she's not making any money right now, we need to see a contract. That's what we need to see, a contract come in. All right, what time is it? 5:22. Let me come over here. Cross your eyes here, folks. It's going to blind you. Sorry. Oh, now you got all me here. I've come over here actually to see what you guys have been talking about because I've been missing you. Vincent Valsburg, SMX. You know, folks, I would like to actually do more, but my voice is honestly going right now. I'm having to force my voice to you. SMX, I did cover this a while ago, couple months. Vincent, it's good to see you, Vince. Sorry we didn't get to that, but I'm sure glad to see you here. Jay, what are your thoughts on CCTL? Nothing comes to mind right now. I do have a lot of stocks in my head, but that one isn't one of them. Sorry, I couldn't help you with that right now. Joe Ark, hello, Mr. Wizard. Mr. Wizard, do any of you remember that show? Not a one of you is old enough, are you? Look that up on Google. Let's see here. Roblex CHPT. I didn't get a hold of that one either. It's all right, Jay. That pretty much covers it, folks. I appreciate your time. I hope not having Taylor here wasn't too hard on you. Having me for an hour and a half. Oh my God. You can see why I'm single now. I'm not married. I appreciate you though, folks. I honestly do. I appreciate you coming to the show, bringing me tickers. I really like it when you guys are over here talking to each other, sharing information about stocks. It doesn't matter where we get the information. Community share, and that's what we need to do. The more we know about these stocks, the more we can get into them. Oh, I just got to do it now, don't I? You know what I always say, folks? The more you know, the more you're going to grow. And just so you aren't here next Thursday, it's the 4th of July, folks. We won't be here next Thursday. I got better things to do, and so do you. So does Taylor. And by the way, Taylor, we did miss you. Hope you're feeling better by the time you're back. I should have never said that word. See you later, folks. Bye-bye.